It is December 16th, 2019, and we had another Pioneer banned and restricted. These are starting to weigh on me. I'm starting to get tired of them, but this one in particular had a lot of juicy stuff to talk about.
Yes, we are getting into the last Pioneer BNR of 2019, and the video starts right now. Hello and welcome to the day.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
I'm Jake.
I'm Joel. Welcome back to another episode of Jake and Joel Are Magic. We are going to talk about the last Pioneer BNR of 2019. Real quick before we do, though, if this is your first video here at Jake and Joel Are Magic and you want to stay up to the date with the latest decks and strategy for Pioneer, Commander,
go click a button.
Standard, Historic, and Brawl, you want to talk about MTG Finance, specs, or news, or you just want to see us open some booster packs, like Jake said, go click a button. The subscribe one would do just nicely. Jake, let's talk about our BNR announcement. I'm going to throw it over to Ian Duke's article. Oko, Thief of Crowns is banned. Nexus of Fate is banned.
Yeah, this is a deliberate attack on Simic Food and Simic Nexus.
Well, look,
these decks were just overperforming in the format, and Oko has been... people have been screaming it from the mountaintops. They put a satellite in space. There is someone burned into a bunch of fields. Please ban Oko, and so now they've done it. And
the thing is,
here
Jake,
we are
with Oko. We've got two different discussions to have here. With Oko, sure. If it's too good in Standard, and I won't say unequivocally, but most likely it's too good for any format where the card pool is larger and thus able to make decks stronger. Would you agree?
You're saying if it's too good for Standard, it's probably too good for everything?
Yes.
No, I mean, I have to disagree because you have a different power level in those other cards.
So you have more answers, yeah.
You know, like when you think about something like Jace the Mind Sculptor, it was absolutely overpowered in Standard, but you put it in Modern and now it becomes fair. So,
but it got banned in Modern. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
No, but now it's not banned in Modern. Correct. unbanned it. But
I see what you're saying.
But yeah. But no, I think the problem with Oko is, Pioneer, again, is this format where, the best thing that we have, we don't have Lightning Bolt. We have this Wild Slash, which is our best,
yeah, it is
burn
what it is.
Spell. It does about as much damage as the leaf on Oko's abs does. So, it's really hard to honestly be surprised by this.
It shuts off a lot of strategies. It feels like when more people start playing it, everybody has to play it or you're behind. And at this point, I'm not going to be shocked when this card just gets nuked in every format and they've just proven it's bad. So the other discussion is Nexus of Fate. Now, Nexus of Fate, I've played against directly a lot in Pioneer, a lot
it's
in
awful.
Historic, and I played
it's
in Standard.
It's awful to play against.
But see, it's not unbeatable. What it does is make the game so awful to sit through once they get going. Because the thing is, the problem with Nexus of Fate for me is that once they get their thing going, they don't win immediately. It's not like, I got my thing going, so I win. Hooray. It's, I got my thing going now.
Now I need to dig, and now I need...
there.
Yep.
I'm going to eventually pull this off, but you have to sit there the entire time. And it makes it miserable for me. I'll tell you, I was playing... This was 2 days ago. I was playing a Gruul deck. I was playing an aggro deck. I ended up winning the best of 3 against a Nexus deck. Okay? Because 2 of the games I got under him, and I beat him fast enough so that they couldn't get their thing going. But on the very first match, they won the draw. They got to play first. And about 5 minutes into, I think what was a 30-minute timer for their side, they got their thing going. Okay? And I sat back, and that timer went down into the 12 to 15 minute range before they finally took that round 1 down. Now look, I'm patient. I've got, I can just grab my Switch, I can fire up Pokemon, I can go into the wild area, and I can hunt while they're playing solitaire. Fair. And I know that my strategy at that point is, hopefully the clock beats them in matches 2 or match 3.
Sure, and so let's take all of that, and let's talk about it from the standpoint of you've just come out with Pioneer. You want Pioneer to be this fun and interactive format, and you also want it to be something that is fun for people to watch on Twitch, because that has become more popular with Magic the Gathering as they try to build the brand.
Yep.
And so, do you really want to sit there and have your audience watch Nexus of Fate for an insurmountable amount of time, and then have games go to a draw? And you don't want games to draw.
So the thing is, I think that this card starts getting into the Oko starts getting into the is it beatable realm, especially when you start putting some of the other food payoffs around it. But with Nexus of Fate, I don't think it's unbeatable. I think it's just miserable once it actually gets its thing going, and it still does put up a pretty high percentage of win. Here, I'll scoot out of the way. This is our now total Pioneer BNR list. Bloodstained Mire, Felidar, Guardian, Field of the Dead, Flooded Strand, Leyline, Oath of Nissa, Oko, Once Upon a Time, Nexus, Polluted Delta, Smugglers, Copter, Veil of Summer, Windswept Heath, and Wooded Foothills. Do you think we're done?
So let's talk really quick.
Okay.
We know about the fetch lands, but what does every single card on this list have in common, with the exception of Oath of Nissa, and it's that they've all been banned in something before. Leyline of Abundance was
Leyline hasn't been banned, but I see what you're going for.
Yeah, but what you could see is now is not the time to buy into these kind of cards if you are interested in Pioneer. And if you've heard any of our other BNR announcements, then you know that we've been telling you to avoid these kind of cards. So like Dig Through Time, Treasure Cruise, anything like that. I would just say it's going to be on a watch list. But I think they want the format to be fun. They want it to be interactive. They don't want any deck to be too powerful, and that's what they found with Simic Food and Simic Nexus, is they're just at like a 60% win rate just going into any certain matchup. So it's it's tough.
Yeah, but I think overall that this is a good banning. I really am ready for the conversation to get away from, okay, they banned this, what do we ban next? What's next? What's going to be banned next?
Yeah, because that's very detrimental. Like, that's not how you grow a format.
No, I'm so in favor
I'm kind of annoyed by the Oko ban.
Out.
I have to be honest. I'm kind of annoyed by the Oko ban because
I thought you would
I
be.
I think they need to give it more time. And I don't even have, here's the thing. I don't have any money in Oko. I don't. I have one copy of Oko.
Yeah.
And it just, for me, seems like the format needed more time to answer this, to see, we have Dreadbore. We have all of these spells that are able to answer Planeswalkers. Why not give the format a little bit more time to find those? Maybe I don't have a wide enough range of data to make this kind of assumption, but it just seems like the format in its infancy, I don't think we needed to ban Oko yet, but maybe it really was too good.
We'll see. I think that it's a feels bad card as well. I've played against it a bunch. It sucks to never get any of your build around artifacts or creatures online in any capacity if you don't have a removal spell for it.
I mean, I guess his +1 is pretty brutal. The fact that it can nullify an artifact or a creature and just turn it into a 3/3 in the right shell, it is pretty versatile. The Nexus of Fate I completely get. I think that's a miserable thing to have to play around. I don't think long games are good for the format. Nobody feels good drawing. I hate when I'm at any kind of event and I have to draw. It's always something that's a bummer. So I'm interested to see where this goes in the new year. And I do have to say I am still very excited about Pioneer.
Oh, me too.
I find it to be encouraging. Man. I think it's a great format. I think it's a fun place to jump in if you're new to Magic. There's a good wide range of cards so that you can build something for yourself. I'm excited to see where the new year takes us.
Honestly, I would say, cards like Dig Through Time, that starts to become the next Rumble. So if you're sitting on some play sets of Dig Through Time, might want to think about getting ready to move those.
Or like Aetherworks Marvel, something like that, where it's like you're cheating out in
Aetherworks Marvel decks. But if it's been banned before, it's what we said at the beginning of this whole ordeal. If it's been banned before, it might get banned again, or at the very least, it's going to be on a watch list.
Well, think about this. Oko has just been banned, and what does Oko do to Aetherworks Marvel? It turns it into a 3/3 elk.
Right.
So now that Oko has finally been hit, we might actually see Aetherworks and artifact decks start popping up in a big way. If you've already seen it, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please do. We appreciate you hanging out. We are going to roll into the next year and hope that the BNRs slow down a little bit. Jake and I are very unified in the thought that the format needs to figure itself out. It's just like, let's get the feels bad stuff out of there. Go ahead. And then hopefully the format can answer everything else. We really appreciate everybody watching. If you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it really helps us out. If you want to hang out with us, we are streaming Tuesdays and Thursday, most evenings over there, if you want to come and chat with us about Pioneer. And if you want to support us further, we've got a Patreon. The link is down in the description below. Jake, have you got anything else?
I was just thinking, like, I wink, and I'm like, who am I winking at? Do they really want me to do that?
Our sexy viewers. They're all sexy. Look at them.